Hello, and thank you for visiting the Teach by Tech blog. Today, we are going to get a quick introduction to an amazing platform called Google Classroom. Google Classroom is something that you're required to have a Google Education account for, and your students do need Google accounts. So, it's something that if you have that, it's something you should definitely be using. If you do not, I would definitely speak to someone in terms of how you could receive a Google Education account for your school. So all you would do is go to classroom.google.com and you will see the screen like this, but a little bit different. I already have a couple of my classes created. Of course, you would not have that, but it will walk you through the steps for creating a class. This plus sign right here is one, what your students will be using to join your class, and two, what you'll be using to create your classes. If you click on create class, it'll allow you to put the class name as well as the section number. And then you would just hit create. I already have a few made, so we'll use mine for today. So once you've created all of your classes, this is what your home screen will pretty much look like. Let's go ahead and dive into one of my classes. One of the things about Google Classroom is that it does allow you to customize the background and the look for each of your classes. So what I did is our cohorts are named by different colleges, so I went ahead and changed the background for each of those cohorts. You can choose to add your picture if you would like and just customize it any other way that you would like. If we scroll down to this left side, you have a couple of little items here. This is on your Stream tab, which is the first one that you will be brought to. At the bottom, something really important is your class code. This is the code that your students will use to join your class. You can choose to manually input all of your students, but a much easier way to save you some time is to simply write this code somewhere for your students to see, and they would go ahead and hit that plus sign, join class, and insert the code. Let's take a look at the second tab is students. When you do have students, this is where all of your students will be listed. Once again, for now, we have that class code, but once your students have enrolled in your class, you will see all of their information here. The last tab is your About tab. Once again, you can add your picture if you would like. You can add your email so that students know how to contact you, different things like that. Right here we have the title of the class if you want to put that, maybe a classroom description, room number, and then also a Google Drive folder. Maybe you have some important items such as a syllabus here that the students can just constantly access. We'll go ahead and go back to our Stream tab. So on the bottom right-hand corner, this is the tool you will be using quite a bit. It's a little plus sign, and it gives you a couple of options. The first one is to reuse a post. Maybe for your period 1, you posted something and you want to use the same thing for your period 2. You would just go ahead and click on this, and it will bring up all of your classes that you have listed, and you can reuse a post from one of those classes. Second thing is create a question. So if you want something, a question posted for your students, you can go ahead and post it here. It will walk you through exactly what the tool does when you go ahead and log on. But for now, just know that this is a great place for you to add a question for your students. The third one is to create an assignment, which is something that you will probably use the most, which we will go over in more detail in just a second. And lastly, create an announcement. Maybe you want to remind your students to bring a certain material from home. Maybe you want to remind them about a test, remind them about picture day. Anything you want to put as an announcement would go here. We're going to go ahead and explore the Create an Assignment tab. So when you create an assignment, you can go ahead and put the title of the assignment, a description, which is optional, and also you can provide a due date. Your due date can go as far as time. Maybe you want them to submit the actual assignment before they leave class or by the end of the day. Whatever that time is, you can even make this so that the students will only be able to submit before that time that you have set as a due date. So for now, we'll just leave it as a date. I can show you one thing that I already have uploaded. So this is kind of what it'll look like for you and a little bit differently for the students, but it'll show you the actual assignment. It will provide them with the actual platform. So maybe it's a Google Slide, maybe it's a Google Form, whatever it is. They'll go ahead and be able to click on that item. and it'll take them straight to the assignment they need to complete. In this case, it's just a matter of a PowerPoint that I would like them to look through and provide notes for. On your end of the platform, you will have this item right here that tells you how many students have completed the work and how many have not, which is just a really useful tool. The students will not see this. They will simply see what they have to still complete before a given due date. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and add to this assignment. We're going to go down to our little plus sign, create an assignment, and for now we'll just write the title of the assignment. Something I am going to have them do is a getting to know you survey, so I'll write that. We'll add a description. All right, we'll just leave the due date here, which is for Monday. And then these are the different things that we can add. We can add an attachment, upload an attachment from our computer. We can go straight to our Google Drive and provide an item from there. We can add a YouTube video, or we can even attach a link. Another amazing thing is, instead of having to do this for each and every one of your classes, maybe you teach 2 of the same class or 3 of the same class, and you're using the same exact lesson, you can go ahead and click here and it'll show you all of your classes, and you can go ahead and copy all of the materials that you're uploading to each of your classes, so you don't have to do it individually. So for now, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and go to link. I'm going to provide a link for this survey. So what we will need to do is go ahead and get the link from my Google Drive. Let's go here. Something that I do hope is worked on is that you can actually upload Google Forms directly to Google Classroom. In this case, you do have to get the URL and provide it as a link. So that's why we take a little bit of a different route here. So all I'm doing is going ahead to get the actual share link. So I'll go ahead and cut that. Can exit these things out. And I'll paste my link here. Add. So now the link is here for the students to go ahead and access the survey. And I will hit assign right next to it. You can save it as a draft if you need to. Maybe you're not ready to assign, but for now, we're just going to go ahead and assign. Now, as you can see, the students have 2 things on their to-do list for the day. So they will see both items. They will both have a due date. If you decide to choose a time that is due, then you can go ahead and add that as well. But it's just an amazing tool for them to go ahead and do their work online, for you to be able to grade the work online, and it's one place that all of the work is, so that it's very organized and easy for you to find everything. One last thing, students can add a class comment. Maybe they have a question, or maybe you've made a mistake and you just want them to know something. You can just add a quick comment here that all of the students will be able to see. Other than that, that is just a quick introduction to Google Classroom. I will go into more depth in terms of all the amazing things that this tool can do a little bit later, but I hope this introduction helped. Please contact me if you have any questions or comments or anything of that nature. Thank you.